Okay, we'll give everybody some time to start logging in. Check this. Hi, Ashish. Hello. Hi, everybody. We'll give just a minute or two to log in, get situated, and then we will get started. About another minute so we can give everyone a chance to log in. Hello, everyone that is logging in. We are glad that you were able to make this session today. Okay, we'll give them one more minute and then we'll go ahead and start the presentation. For those of you who are new, I will be going through how this is set up once everybody gets situated. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome everybody to ERPfixers Ask a Fixer webcast for October. We are so excited to have another month and a great presentation. For those of you who are new and have not joined our webcast before, we do have a live Q&A at the end of this session. We will be posting the recording of this session, as well as all of the questions that were asked during the Q&A and the answers to those questions on our website next week. For those of you who are registered, we will be sending an email after that's posted on our website with the direct link to that, so you guys will have that in your back pocket. As far as posting your questions, if any questions come up throughout the presentation, if you could please navigate to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a Q&A box as well as a chat box. If you could please submit your questions in either the Q&A box or the chat box. I'll be collecting those throughout the presentation, and then we'll be reading those off at the end. If we do not get to your questions due to time, don't worry, we will have these answered. Again, this is going to be posted on our website. So let's get started. Today, we'll be discussing Simplify Your Journey to SAP S/4HANA Finance by Dr. Ravi. Next slide, please. What is ERPfixers? We consist of top quality experts in all SAP modules who are ready to help and assist with their knowledge in SAP. We offer an online platform, SAP Optimization Assessment, Material Ledger, S/4HANA Transitional Roadmap, and Cost Transparency Reports. For more information, please visit us at ERPfixers.com. Next slide, please. Speaking for us today is Dr. Ravi. He is an SAP S/4HANA conversion and upgrade architect. He's been working for SAP solutions for more than 19 years in implementations, migration, SAP S/4HANA upgrades, and SAP S/4HANA conversion projects. He also specializes in SAP S/4HANA upgrade and conversion projects, and he has been has a doctorate in finance and SAP certified SAP S/4HANA solution architect. He has also been a speaker for SAP S/4HANA events and has been a visiting instructor. He is the author of his most recent book, SAP S/4HANA Conversion, a guide to executing and simplifying your conversion. You can find this on at APress. Next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to hand this off to Dr. Ravi. Again, please post your questions in the chat or the Q&A box and enjoy the presentation. Thank you, Dr. Ravi.
Thank you, Jess. So, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. During this session, we will see the overview of SAP S/4HANA and overview of S/4HANA Finance. And we also see the options to move to S/4HANA. And we can see some of the deployment options that are available to SAP customers. And finally, we will also discuss about the tools that leverage the SAP S/4HANA journey. At the end, we will also have a Q&A. You will be able to ask or post questions related to this topic. SAP S/4HANA is built on most advanced in-memory platform, HANA. It is also designed to have most modern user experience with Fiori. It allows easily to connect social and business networks like Ariba, SAP Concur, SAP Fieldglass, and so on, and also the Internet of Things. And SAP, it also can handle big data, and users will be able to do the transactions with any device that may be mobile or computer or tab or so on. And it will have very renewed applications. There are around 600 plus simplifications across all lines of business if you compare with the ECC. And it has new and simplified architecture, and it has massive simplified data models. And it is available on-premise and cloud deployment options as well as hybrid deployment options. Coming to S/4HANA Finance overview. S/4HANA Finance is consisting with 3 parts, that is SAP Accounting powered by HANA, SAP Cash Management powered by HANA, and SAP BPC optimized for S/4HANA. SAP BPC optimized for S/4HANA was previously known as IBPF, Integrated Business Planning for Finance. Now this is known as SAP BPC optimized for S/4HANA. These 3 clubbed together, it is called as S/4HANA Finance, and formerly it is Simple Finance. SAP Accounting powered by HANA, again consisting with the SAP Controlling, SAP Financial Accounting, SAP Material Ledger, and Profitability Analysis and Asset Accounting. These 5 components are now clubbed together and called as SAP Accounting powered by HANA. The most beauty is here, all these 5 components will post to single database table, that is a line item table. The table is called AC Doka. This is the single source of truth where all these 5 components transactions will be posted at line item level. So as finance and controlling both will post to single source of truth, that is one table, we do not need to do reconciliation activity between financial accounting and cost accounting as we used to do in the ECC component. So by that way, period-end activities have been simplified in SAP S/4HANA. And at the same time, financial accounting and asset accounting have been posted into the same table, the single table. So we do not need to do any reconciliation between financial accounting and asset accounting. By that way, we can eliminate that financial accounting and asset accounting reconciliation in S/4HANA. At the same time, and FI and COPA reconciliation and FI and ML reconciliation can also be eliminated because they post to the single table. So this is just an overview about accounting. And as far as cash management is concerned, cash management is available in two flavors. One is cash management basic and cash management advanced. Advanced cash management needs a license, and basic cash management does not need any license. So the basic cash management earlier called as cash management light. So this cash management light or basic cash management has the similar scope as if like the ECC cash management scope. So it does not need any license, and the same capabilities of ECC cash management will be available in basic version of SAP S/4HANA cash management. If you refer with the advanced cash management, it needs license, and the additional components like advanced bank account management. This is also recently called as bank relationship management, and bank relationship management or bank account management, and liquidity planning and liquidity forecast rather, and cash operations. These three are the major components of the advanced cash operations. And most interestingly, most of the cash operations with the advanced cash management, that is licensed version, will work not only with the GUI, that also most of the stuff will work with the Fiori app rather than SAP GUI transactions. So, and besides this, the other components like bank management, memory cards, check management, lockbox, electronic bank statement, manual bank statement, and integration with the BCM, business bank communication management, multi-level bank connectivity, and so on, are also available in the advanced cash management functionality. If I go to BPC optimized for SAP S/4HANA, formerly known as Integrated Business Planning for Finance, this is a part of SAP S/4HANA Finance in SAP S/4HANA, and it is shipped with the content concerning with the relevant BW and planning structures, as well as planning workbooks and planning layouts. So this is the recommended planning solution in SAP S/4HANA. The advantage with this is users will have real-time access to the master data and the transaction data. And it also, SAP also provides us pre-built planning models. We do not need to build from scratch, and we will be able to use them as it is, or we can also copy them as per our business need and make changes. And we can also build new planning model based on our business need. So SAP is recommending us to use BPC as a planning tool going forward in SAP S/4HANA. However, if customers want to use the same ECC planning functionalities, they can also do so. But the same transaction, but some of the transactions that are available, KP26, like KP06, and so on, may have to be reactivated once ECC system is converted to SAP S/4HANA. But ECC customers, those who wants to retain the same functionality, they will be able to retain without any license. But BPC, it needs definitely a license. And most interestingly, those who wants to go for cloud planning capabilities, they can go for SAP Analytics Cloud. It is the recommended financial planning component for cloud solutions. But on-premise, if those who wants to go for on-premise planning solution, they will be able to go for BPC for on-premise customers. So that may be BPC has very extensive planning capabilities, and we will be able to do expense planning. That means cost planning, activity planning, and product cost planning, and sales and profitability planning, like liquidity planning and so on, using the pre-delivered content, rather pre-delivered planning models. That is the most advantage with this. So this is the just overview about the SAP S/4HANA. And coming to options to move to SAP S/4HANA, it is really for ECC customers, this is very tough decision, and for this decision they have to do a large amount of exercise in order to consider whether they have to go for new implementation or system conversion for the existing customers. This is one of the toughest decisions, considering the options. And for new customers anyway, they go for new implementation. They do not do these three. Just in case of existing ECC customers, surely it is the very critical decision. This is, they have to do a certain amount of exercise in order to consider whether they have to go for new implementation or system conversion. And there are, broadly speaking, there are different approaches, like new implementation, that is greenfield, or system conversion, that is brownfield, or selective data transition, bluefield. Irrespective of the color coding, new customers will have always new implementation is the only option, and for existing customers they go for normally a system conversion. Even existing customers also may prefer new implementation if their present ECC system is not suitable or no longer meet the conversion requirement. So normally they go for readiness check or some other a tool to understand the complexity of the current system, and if the current system has poor data quality and it has lot of financial data inconsistencies and configuration related issues, complex chart of accounts or complex chart of depreciation, or they have many master data related issues, lot of unused custom code and complex design. If they have many modifications, unused or used, and many enhancements, obsolete code, and if they wanted to redesign completely their architecture or organizational structure or enterprise structure, normally they go for new implementation only, and they do not go for system conversion. The disadvantage with going for, by leaving the ECC system and going for new implementation for the existing customers is they need higher efforts than the system conversion, and they also need more user interaction in order to understand the business needs. That means more discussions are needed, and legacy data transfer is needed. They also lose the historical data, and obviously it costs more than the system conversion. And the next option is system conversion. If the system meets the conversion requirement, they will be able to do the system conversion from ECC to S/4HANA. The advantage with the system conversion is they can do the they can go to S/4HANA, they can move to S/4HANA rather through system conversion without requiring to do the re-implementation, and they do not need to lose the custom code that they have, and they do not need to lose the transactional data, and it is lesser cost, lesser time, lesser user interaction, rather than competing with the new implementation option, and they do not need to regather the business need or business requirements from the various departments. And third option is the selective data transition. Selective data transition means Normally, this suitable for if they have suitable for large companies with many systems. For example, we have systems like A, B, C, or we have regions like A, B, C, and we have many company codes here, many company codes here, many company codes here, and many company codes are not in use, and they wanted to only move certain company codes to S4HANA, a certain number of years data to S4HANA. This is called selective data transition. So certain company codes are certain number of years data will be moved to the S4. This option is called selective data transition. This is a different engagement with SAP and the SAP partners. And there are different ways that they do here, like shelf creation, mix and match, and so on. But there is an opportunity to do selective data transition for the companies, those who requires only selective data to be transferred to S4HANA, or selective company codes to be transferred to S4HANA. So other one is, it's just a central finance is a deployment option. It is a different actually other than this topic. And the next critical decision for the existing ECC customers is about the choosing a correct deployment option. Although SAP recommending to use RISE with SAP either private cloud or public cloud, SAP also offer on-premise deployment option for existing and new customers. So if you compare as far as data model is concerned or user experience is concerned, the simplified data model and user experience both are common in even if it is a cloud deployment option or on-premise deployment option. But there are many factors in making the decision on-premise or cloud to be considered, like IT strategy, a scope, process flexibility, licensing, application management, support, end user access, sometimes result requirements, industry requirements, local regulations. There are other factors that are to be considered. It is a big exercise again to understand. As far as me, as far out of my experience, I can say the decision of deployment option, whether it is cloud or on-premise, is the largely depending upon the degree of the flexibility they need and the degree of standardization they wanted to do and the implementation method. These three are most important parameters. Like, for example, if they want more flexibility, then it does not offer. Public cloud does not offer flexibility. It does not offer flexibility framework. We just needs to follow SAP best practices or standard practices. It may not allow, it does not allow more flexibility. It may allow little flexibility, but not more flexibility. If customer needs more flexibility and less standardization because of his business need, then they have to go for, if it is for cloud, RISE with a cloud private edition, or they have to go for on-premise solution. And anyway, customers have to do a thorough exercise to choose the correct destination that fits for them, or rather that right for them. It's not really an easy task without doing an exercise that they will not be able to really understand what fits for them. And as far as RISE is concerned, RISE with SAP, there are two flavors in the public cloud and the private cloud. And normally you may have a question in mind, what is RISE with SAP? It's not a product, it's not an upgrade, it's a program. Rather, it is a business transformation service. It is. This business transformation service will be done by SAP and SAP partners with a single contract, with one contract. That is the most advantage and most beauty in the transformation service that is being offered by RISE with SAP. This is. who will perform the transformation? SAP plus SAP partners. That means that may be a hyperscale partners, or service community partner, or reseller community, or software partners. Together will help an ECC customer, S/4HANA customer, to transform to rise with SAP private cloud or public cloud. And hyperscalers, you know very well, hyperscaler, there are as of now Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, and Alibaba Cloud. There are different hyperscale partners. They provide infrastructure for the customer in the offer. And the service partner community like ERPfixers and other service partners, they do these advisor and implementation services, conversion services, planning for SAP S/4HANA services, application management services, and so on. And reseller community, they ensure that Rise with SAP is available for all the customers, for all sizes across the globe. And service partners and software partners build new IP extensions and new applications for the SAP customers. And as far as this is again the most important point, planning tools. Planning tools point of view, SAP provided us different planning tools to align on vision and strategy to move to SAP S/4HANA. And we can also build a best business. We can also build the best business case to move to SAP S/4HANA to justify a commercial benefit. So normally CFOs will ask, hey, what is the benefit to when we move to SAP S/4HANA? Then in order to in order to provide a commercial benefit in form, we can also make a business case based on the planning tools that are being provided by SAP. So there are different planning tools, not only this set. There are different planning tools. I just have provided here an example here, but there are different planning tools. In this example, I just have taken process discovery for SAP S/4HANA transformation. This is the one of the tools. And transformation navigator, this is one of the tools. And SAP readiness check for SAP S/4HANA. And we also have different tools for value assurance tools, they are called. And we also have tools to adapt the custom code or to remove the custom code, or to comprehensively check custom code performance, and to detect critical performance issues and hotspots in the custom code, to identify potential optimization opportunities in the custom code, and to also plan custom code retirement, and to also plan custom code quality improvements. These are all for the custom code remediation. We also have the other tools along with these tools. You may have a question, what this process discovery for SAP S/4HANA transformation? What is this tool and what does it do? Normally customers may ask several questions to a consultant, or customers may also have several questions in their mind. Hey, why we need to move to SAP S/4HANA from ECC? And some of the customers may be wondering, what is the new functionalities that are most relevant for me for each line of business? And how does SAP S/4HANA support my business goals? And they also may be interested to know, where can I automate or how can I automate? That means where can I automate means in which a business process, and how can I automate my business process? These are the questions normally as a consultant when I visit an ECC customer. These are the frequently asked questions. So to answer all these questions, we have a tool called process discovery for SAP S/4HANA transformation. This tool, what will it do? This tool will examine your current business processes in your ECC system and identify the new functionalities from SAP S/4HANA. So this is the tool that is designed to help customers to understand the current business process and its performance also. So it also speaks about the automating opportunities. It also speaks about the Fiori apps, recommended Fiori apps for our system. And it also speaks about the equivalent new functionalities or new functionalities that are available in place of the old traditional business processes. And these are the things that this tool will be able to answer. If you see, what does this tool do? This tool will do the very deep dive process examination in your system. Will identify the efficiency. That means how effectively you are using SAP system in various components. And it also identifies areas for your improvement and automation potential. And it also supports for your transformation journey. If you see, this tool will provide us two outputs. That means the output is in two flavors. One is a PDF document. The other one is interactive dashboard online. This is also called as Spotlight. This is a PDF document, and this document can be shared to the top management, and consultants and solution architects will be able to use the drill down oriented Spotlight online solution. This is called process discovery solution online. And once we double click on each slide or tile rather, we will be able to go deep into the processes, and we'll be able to understand what is the recommendation of SAP and how we will be able to automate, where we will be able to automate, and so on in 6 lines of business. That means maximum it provides in 6 lines of business. That may be MM, SD, FI, and so on. It is. You may be interested to understand, hey, how do I get this process discovery for SAP S/4HANA transfer person? You may be interested to know. We just first install a certain SAP nodes and associate nodes, not only 2 nodes and its associate nodes, if any, will installed on your development system first, and we'll move the request to QSN directly to the production system, and we execute the reports that are being provided by these nodes. Once these nodes have been reports have been executed, we get a zip folder, and we send or we upload these folders into SAP site, and SAP will take 5 to 6 business days to answer, to send this information, process discovery PDF and online solution. SAP may take 4 to 5, maximum of 5 days sometimes. Within that time, you will be able to get the, then an experienced architect will be able to analyze, and SAP partners like ERPfixers will be able to explain to the client, hey, these are the area where you will be able to automate, and these are the benefits that you derive out of your business processes, and these are the things that will be changing. These are the things actually they will be able to, after analyzing the report, they will be able to publish this report. And other tool is Transformation Navigator. This tool provides, this tool is basically designed to provide answers for some typical questions like how do I do the transformation, and what are the licenses that are required, what are the products that are to be used, and other questions related to transformation. Actually, this tool is this tool supports for the digital transformation to SAP S/4HANA and intelligent enterprise. And when we execute this tool, it takes the input it examines the current data. It also asks some questions. Hey, what are the things that you wanted to opt, and so on. These are the things it takes as input from us, and it gives us output in three in three guides. These are the three types of guides it will give: the transformation guide, technical guide, and business guide. What is this transformation guide? This transformation guide answers questions how. That means how you wanted to transform, how you wanted to do the digital transformation. That means it explains and prioritizes the necessary transition steps, and it also summarizes the transition roadmap. This is, and if you consider business guide, it answers why. That means value drivers. It summarizes value drivers out of this transformation. What do we get? What would be your ROI, and so on. So normally this is the most important information as far as finance guys are concerned. So it answers question. It will demonstrate, or it will show, or it will summarize value drivers for the digital transformation. That means it summarizes and it shows strategic objectives of the transformation. And technical guide is the other output this tool gives us. This technical guide will answer what. That means what are the technical recommendations, what are the size, that means disk size or memory size, or what is the digital framework we need. These are the and so on, different questions it answer. So these are the three guides we will be able to get. These three guides will help the transformation journey. That is the reason it is called as Transformation Navigator. And other most important tool, I always recommend this tool for my or any of the ECC customers when they wanted to move to SAP S/4HANA. It is the tool that really helps companies or organizations to identify or in doing functional and technical assessment prior to SAP S/4HANA journey. Sorry. This tool analyzes the existing data and usage of the system and determines the conversion readiness of the existing system. That means it tells your system is ready or your system is not ready for system conversion. That means it examines technically and functionally. And this tool will give two types of output. One is a Word document, and the other one is very active dashboard like this. It is a tile, it is a tile, it is a tile, it is a tile. When you double click, we will be able to go into deeper for further analysis. So this tool will give us the clarity about the relevant simplification items for our organization, for our system. I told you there are 600 plus simplification items across all lines of business, but how many are relevant for your system? See here, there are some statistics. There may be 10 or 12 simplification items that are relevant for your system. Every simplification item may not be relevant for system conversion. Okay, once the system is converted, you will be able to consume the simplifications that are available for your system based on your need. But as of now, to prepare your system, some of the relevant, simplification items are mandatory. Those items will be shown in this report. This is most important. And second one is, it also examines the add-ons that are being installed in your system or business functions that are installed on your system. It also examines the industry solutions that we have. That means it examines add-ons, it examines business functions, it also examines the industry solutions, and will let us know, hey, these are the add-ons that are not compatible for your SAP S/4HANA journey. These are the business functions that are not compatible, or these are the industry solutions that are that they do not have any path for SAP S/4HANA, and so on. It will be able to tell us. So by that way, we will decide whether to uninstall that add-on or uninstall that business function, and we will also examine, hey, if I uninstall that business function, is there any equivalent business functionality that is available in SAP S/4HANA, and so on. So that is the reason it is a readiness assessment point. And it also examines the Fiori app recommendation. That means it also examines the current data, and it also provides us the list of the Fiori apps that are suitable for your system. You may have around 11,000 Fiori apps across all lines of business, but all the 11,000 Fiori apps may not be relevant for your system. And system proposes, based on your system usage, ST03 data and all, hey, these are the Fiori apps that are relevant for you. This is also one of the most important because this is where actually we need a detailed answer. Hey, how many Fiori apps I need, or what are the transactional apps I need, what are the fact sheets I need, what are the analytical apps that I can install. These are the things actually it really answers. It also answers custom code related things, and hey, these are the custom codes, and these are the relevant SAP nodes based on your custom code, and it also helps to adapt the custom code when we move to SAP S/4HANA. And finally, the recent readiness check also provides us information about the financial data quality. That means it verifies the database tables of the financial accounting, and it will verify, it will also let us know, hey, these are the inconsistencies that you have, technical inconsistencies, and that is called financial data quality. And customer vendor integration, CVI, business process automation. These are the additional things actually in the recent readiness check that consisting with. In the earlier versions of readiness check, this was not there, but in the recent readiness check, this is the additional information that we have. Finally, we can also understand what are the BW actors that we need based on the system usage. And you may be wondering to know, hey, how do I get this report? We normally install certain SAP nodes and associate SAP nodes on your system, and we execute collectors, we transfer analysis data, and we explore results, and we can also generate a Word document. This is spontaneously we will get, and we do not need to wait for 2 to 3 days, as if like a process discovery transformation summary. You may ask a question, hey, do I need SAP Solution Manager to run a readiness check? No need, it does not need, and it just we will be able to do directly on your ERP or ECC system. This, and you may have a question, can this be done on the production system, or do we need a sandbox? We do not need a sandbox. In case, if at all, if you do not want to do this activity on your production system, and if you wanted to do a copy of the production system on a sandbox and do this activity, we need to follow this note to a workaround to import ST03 data. Then the readiness check relevant programs are to be executed. And this is normally the one that can be supported for the existing customers, not normally for the new customers, but however, for if at all they wanted to leave the current ECC system, but still wants to understand what are the add-ons that are not needed in S/4HANA new implementation, they will be, in such case, they can done. But normally, this is the tool that is recommended for ECC to S/4HANA migration, rather system conversion. We have other tool called Fiori app recommendation tool. This Fiori app recommendation tool will give us what are the Fiori apps recommended for your system. This is, if at all, if you wanted most detailed report, This FAR, Fiori App Recommendation Report, you will be able to execute. If you want Fiori App recommendations, you will be able to see in the process discovery transformation summary, as well as in the readiness check tool. So you may have project. You may be interested to understand project considerations for SAP S/4HANA conversion. Normally, we always recommend to go live only after testing thoroughly on the QA system. Initially, we do a sandbox and we do very thorough testing in the sandbox. Then the final testing is on the QAS. So this is how normally, this is the most important consideration. If we do not test in the sandbox and QAS thoroughly, then we will not be able to expect the accuracy and correctness in the PRD system. This is most important and most important project consideration for SAP S/4HANA conversion. Based on this, the timelines has to be set. We should not, people normally may feel the conversion activity may take 3 months or 2 months. Sometimes they may be correct, but sometimes based on the system complexity, based on the system usage, integrations that they have, interfaces they have, normally it may take more time. So project timelines must be set in order to do a full test cycle without leaving anything to chance. And if most important consideration is in the sandbox, if the present conversion iteration does not yield a good result or desired result, then we need to repeat it once again for other conversion in the same sandbox, so that we will be able to understand what went wrong and what went correct, and we'll be able to adjust in the second subsequent iterations. Finally, it is not that a consultant has to confirm. Business needs to concentrate and do the acceptance test and confirm like all of their business processes are working after system conversion. This is the very good input to they take the decision, go or no. Arguments normally what you may wanted to hear, what are the advantages for the system conversion. For the it is faster than the implementation, and it preserves, you will be able to save your historical data, and custom code will be protected. That means investment on custom code is protected, limited change management, and you will be able to prepare for business innovations after S/4HANA conversion, and we do not need any initial load, data load, as if like a implementation. And sometimes based on the if it is badly configured earlier ECC, then it becomes harder to consume the benefits of SAP S/4HANA. Sometimes conversion may not be your option if it does not meet the prerequisites. And if at all, if you need more additional housekeeping activities like master data issues and all, then conversion is not suitable option for you guys. And you may be interested to know what are the complexity drivers for SAP S/4HANA. What makes a project complex? Very complex, badly defined chart of accounts or chart of depreciation, or more chart of depreciations, more number of currencies, and more number of controlling areas, more operating concerns, very complex custom code or unused custom code objects, interfaces, integrations, OS or DB constraints, and there may be sometimes business related issues also. This is actually the complexity drivers that a conversion project normally has. So finally, how do we decide whether the system, how conversion is the better option or implementation is the better option, we examine the system requirements. If it does not meet system requirements by way of executing readiness assessment or manual assessment, then a new implementation is the only option. It does not fit for system conversion. If your business processes are perfectly defined in the current business, in the current ECC system, then system conversion is the preferable option. If custom code, you do not have large amount of custom code or unused custom code to be retired, and a custom code is very easy to adapt, and there is no much custom code retire, then it would be better to go for system conversion rather than new implementation. And if at all, if you wanted to do quickly, then system conversion, because new implementation takes longer time. And fundamentally, if at all, if you wanted to redesign, because the existing business processes are not working well for you, then new implementation is the only option, because existing business processes may not work even after system conversion. So for that, it's a new implementation. So based on this, we finally consider your current system is an innovation blocker or a key asset. If your current system does not meet the system conversion, it is an innovation blocker. If it meets a key asset for you, and go for system conversion. And hey, now we are open for Q&A.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. I will go ahead and get into some questions that we had pop up. The first question is, as customers prepare their move to S/4HANA, what are the first steps you suggest?
Normally, based on my experience in the past, I suggest to go for planning tools in order to understand, like readiness assessment and process discovery summary, in order to understand the consistency of the current system, and also to provide the business benefits out of SAP S/4HANA move. So these two tools are very much important for SAP S/4HANA move.
Thank you. The next question is, when moving to SAP S/4HANA, some of the finance or logistics applications might impact to some extent. How would we consider them to make them unaffected?
Yeah, this is a very important question. The largest impacted area in SAP S/4HANA conversion is financial accounting component. So when we do a system conversion, if there is any major change that impacts a business process, then we need to inform well in advance to the business users and train them on the new business process, and explains how that simplifies his process. So that is how normally we can come out of that complexity, and so that users will also appreciate, hey, this was earlier and this is now, it is, they appreciate the simplicity in the SAP S/4HANA Finance.
The next question is, if clients are currently running SAP on premises but want to transition to cloud, how do we choose the deployment options?
Actually, as we discussed earlier, though SAP S/4HANA provides us on-premise and cloud deployment options, SAP has been recommending to use Rise with SAP. Customers have to verify the software flexibility and functionality among these options. So if they want more flexibility, they need to go for Rise with SAP Private Cloud. And if they wanted to enjoy the standard practices, best practices that are being provided by SAP, they can go for normally a cloud deployment option. However, for existing customers, they cannot go for SAP Rise with SAP Public Cloud, and for existing customers, they need to go for only Rise with SAP Private Cloud.
That's all the questions that we have today, Dr. Ravi. Thank you again so much for presenting with us today. We appreciate having you on board for the first time. We look forward to future presentations with you. For those of you who have joined us today, thank you so much for taking the time. And we will again be posting this to our website next week and sending an email to you guys. So you should have that link for the questions, the answers, as well as a recording to this. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful weekend and wonderful October. We'll see you next month with the next presentation.
Thank you so much, Jess and guys.